And howdy, y'all.
Hello. Time for
Mr. Dad Random, my faithful sidekick.
and Kai, the technical expert in knowing and all doing and seeing.
Well, I don't know
We're
about
here.
all that, but
We are here.
we're here. And, well, I'm still a little bit under a handicap here because, as you can see, my office is still not done.
We
I
getting
was
there.
painting that son of a gun last weekend, but let me tell you, I didn't remember paint being that much of a pain in the arse.
Oh, moving stuff? It's the worst.
Oh,
You know what's worse than moving stuff? Here, I'll tell you. I'll show you something. It's
no,
getting a
not
box.
moving,
It's
painting.
getting a box like this, and you're thinking, "Hey, there's a drone in here," because it's about the right size. And then you open up the box, and you know what's inside of it?
I know where.
Sandals, Birkenstocks. It's like granola people freaking shoes. Yes, that was in a neatly packaged could be drone box. But I officially can't afford to buy anything else, so I'm done.
Yeah, you done spent your allowance and then some.
Summer was pretty brutal, but it was fun. It's still fun.
But first, let's say hello to the good people that are already here. Sunrise Water Media, first in the house.
Yeah. Jack,
Lee at the Yellow Rose Drones. We got One Vision Aerial and Mike Ranek. I hope I get that right. And then we got Jack Rabbit FPV, Mr. Scott. And, well, let me start with some more on a personal level. So, I haven't been around for a while because I had some medical issues, put that mildly. I had to have my heart fixed and restarted a couple times. And let me tell you, that's not as much fun as what it looks like on TV.
Nope.
The procedure was a success. Everything is running the way it's supposed to be running again. I can move again, which immediately after the surgery, I was not able to really move much for about 2.5 weeks.
Yeah, you've been pretty laid
For
up.
the procedure, they go on through your groin, and when they tack me back together down there, something apparently didn't get tacked right, and I had to wait for stitches to resolve and hematomas to dissolve again. So
All is well, though, correct?
yeah. All is well, and yes, One Vision, that is cardiac ablation. That's what I had done. This was my second one. And apparently, some of the stuff that was disconnected on my first ablation had reconnected itself. Human body is a wonderful thing. It can heal itself given the time.
Hold on, my wife just came home.
Yep, you got to report to the boss.
Jamie.
So, yeah. Anyway, everything is back where it's supposed to be. I appreciate everybody that reached out in some shape, form, or fashion, the well wishes and everything else. I much appreciate it. It was kind of cool to see all these people reaching out. Special thanks to Sunrise because he went ahead and edited a video for me. My daughter got married here in between, too. So Sunrise went ahead and took that off my hands and edited the video, and my daughter's very happy with the results.
It turned out good.
Yeah.
Really good. Really cool.
He did really well. So if you need your videos edited, get a hold of Chris. He'll hook you up.
I got 2 to do per week, so I'll send it to you. Maybe it'll look better and sound better. Oh.
Huh?
Oh.
So anyhow,
Anywho,
let's fire off. What's the first topic for today? Remote ID, the red towel or the red flag to all the drone pilots out there.
the big fun sucker.
Yeah. So I read that 41-page judgment, and basically the whole thing got thrown out of court. Any claims that were made that this drone ID or remote ID business is violating your Fourth Amendment rights has not been shown to the court and been dismissed. Court also dismissed any procedural missteps by the FAA because they couldn't find any. So the remote ID rule, as it was released, stands.
As sad as that may sound, it is the
Which
truth.
means after, what did I hear, 16th of September, middle of September, any drones being sold in the U.S. need to be remote ID compliant. Any drone that's not remote ID compliant may no longer be sold in the U.S. Now, we don't have to fly with it until September of 23. So,
And if you want to read that judgment, of course, it's available for you.
yeah, it's readily downloadable. It's a 41-page PDF, written in legal English mostly. It's not that difficult to understand. Of course, they're quoting case laws, and I have a law library where I can look up those cases. Pretty much didn't care either because it really.
Yeah, they did a very, I would say, it wasn't, they didn't spend a lot of time on it. I mean, I didn't see the Court of Appeals like busting their butt to look for anything special, and they pretty much just looked at the arguments and they thought the arguments were weak, and that's really what it gets down to is the arguments were weak. A lot of us think, oh, it's First Amendment, or it's Fourth Amendment, it's privacy issues, and those are strong arguments, but you have to meet the filter of.
Well, here's the thing. Yeah. If you're flying within your house, remote ID doesn't apply to you.
Right.
If you're flying within a structure, remote ID doesn't apply to you. And that's where you've got all the privacy you want in your house. But you step out of your house, don't expect to have privacy. The drone can be seen by naked eye by anyone. So whatever it's doing is fair game. So
there's an article. This is here. I'm gonna put it in the chat. This is just an example of how aerial scope works, which is basically how remote the same information being detected by remote ID. That's a Drone XL one, so you can check that out. Just get you into the basics of what it is and how it's done. And
well, Jack Rabbit FPV, what if you fly your drone out of your house, but you're in the house, at that point, you no longer have visual line of sight. So you shouldn't be flying.
Yeah. Yeah, people are going to still fly. They're going to, stay in the trees and,
Yeah.
and that,
Well, I'm hoping there's going to be a future rule where um, what they call that again?
BLOS.
No, it's not beyond visual line of sight. This is basically staying under tree level. Um, there's a term for that. Sheltered operations. There you go. Sunrise has it. Sheltered operations. Sheltered
Right.
operations means, you fly to tree level, or no, to fly to the level of the structures around you, because no plane's going to come down to that level anyhow.
Here's an article too. I just put up. This is the article is entitled "Next Frontier for Drones: Letting Them Fly Out of Sight," and this talks about, for now, it says but a small growing group of power companies, railways, delivery services, they're working on there. It says anyway.
Those are all
Yeah.
commercial operations.
FAA said it's still reviewing how it will roll out routine operations, enabling some drones to fly VLOS.
Yeah.
So
Okay. Sheltered, shielded. You get the idea, guys. Yeah. Shielded
and,
operations, sheltered operations, whatever you call that thing. You stay under the treetops. You fly in the park. You fly below tree level, and you're good.
right, and the incentive for getting your 107 is getting greater and greater. Because it's cool to have your 107. You can fly at night. You can fly over people. You can do a lot of things. I'm not worried about a lot of stuff, and I've got
Yeah, but here's the thing. You're a commercial operator. You're flying your SEP 250 commercially.
right. So whatever, you just pay $5 and fly it.
Well, if you're flying commercially, even on the SEP 250, anything that needs to be registered, and SEP 250 as a commercial needs to be registered, would have
Right.
to have
Remote ID.
remote ID on it.
So it's been thought about. People have already put their mind to this. There's nothing
Well,
that
the thing of it is going forward, remote ID is here to stay.
right.
Like it or not, deal with it. And if you're worried about anybody coming up to you while you're flying and gets your location off of the signal that's being transmitted, anybody harassing you, call the freaking cops. If everything you're doing is legal, call the cops. Let the cops deal with it. Or, if you're like in a state like I am, where there's such a thing as open carry, just tie a gun to your waist and, see if anybody still wants to give you any grief after that. Or a baseball bat, or, whatever accessory you choose.
And there's a lot of room for flying, guys. There's a lot of space out there. There's a lot of great places you can fly, and nobody gives a shit. So
this is gonna be, well, you're in a very fortunate position over there, Mr. Utah.
yeah, but I got rules to follow. I got places to think about. And, if I want to fly up north, and which I've already researched and I've already done, I have to just meet I have to understand the area that I'm flying. So, if you're going to go on a trip somewhere, just pull up a map and start to research the area. And there's a tool, and I think I showed you guys that on my live stream the other day. Sky Vector. Get on the Sky Vector, and start to read.
Okay. Wait a minute. One vision says something here. All I gotta do is step on them, squash them like a bug. That don't. You don't realize how hard it is to get that crap back off your shoes.
Concealed and carrier. What just amazes me when I talk about drones is people telling me and saying immediately, I'll just get my 12 gauge out and I'll take care of it myself. I hear that so often. And I'm like, yeah.
And then you tell them what's the proper response. I'll go and visit you in Club Fit.
If you break my if you wreck my drone with a shotgun, you're gonna pay me for it. You're gonna have to buy me a new one. You will pay for it.
You're gonna buy me a new one, and you're gonna spend some time in the federal prison system.
I just want my drone. I don't care as long as you don't freaking endanger me by shooting at me, you know. But you shoot pellets in the air, man. Those things go a long ways. It's just I don't know. There's room in the sky, you know, for everybody, for pleasure seekers, for commercial pilots, and there's, you know, there are ways that both sides are trying to make it better. But right now, who's under attack are FPV pilots, and then anybody that wants to post a video. I mean, that sucks because if you're flying like Nick Burns, okay, let's use him as an example. I like to watch him. He flies little tiny micro drones. He legally is breaking the law every time he flies in his backyard. We can't make that there has to be a rule there, like you were saying. There has to be a caveat for that.
Yeah.
For the guy in his backyard who's flying little tiny bugs, you know, making the world better for everybody, you know, because it's enjoyable. And, you know, so there is going to be something. And I do feel bad for Brennan, you know, and for, the FPV world, because I enjoy it too. So, hey, Ben T, how you doing, Ben?
And we got Rob, third eye
in the house. You know, so anyway, I'm trying to figure out how to work this out.
Basically, what's going to happen after middle of September, the sub 250 market's going to explode, and above 250 market's going to go flat.
The sub 250 drones are so light. They're so it's just so not destructive. Have you ever seen anything that light falling from the sky? It reaches terminal velocity quite quick, and it just floats.
Anything reaches terminal velocity about the same.
Gravity tends to not pull down the sub 250s as hard as.
Yeah, and I know my batteries get lighter after they're empty. Yeah, you can fly sub 250 without remote ID. Remote ID is only for registered drones, and sub 250 are not registered. So, to my understanding, anyway.
But if you're going to fly it commercially and you're going to put a video up on YouTube, it is now not under the rules of sub 250. It is now basically a commercially operated drone. So if I want to fly an FPV drone and go, hey guys, here, I can't monetize it. If I do, I'm technically I'm flying illegally, which is not right. So that to me is what is. So the hobbyists can fly the crap out of the sub 250s, but more hobbyists than not like to film it and show it off. So that's where our problem lies. And then, you know, I guess this Aveda product coming out, we'll see, because that thing's going to have a tag on it because it's not sub 250. Is it?
The what?
the DJI FPV that might come out within the next 6 months.
The Avatar, whatever, Avatar, whatever.
The Avatar. We'll just keep calling it different things. We'll eventually knock it down. Call it what
The
you want.
DJI Whoop.
The DJI Whoop.
Well, Benji, yeah, you can register, and you have to register your sub 250 if you're flying commercially.
And if you're flying your Mini 3 Pro, you can't buy the cool batteries. You have to buy the crappy batteries. Otherwise, it's too heavy.
Or fly the good batteries and just don't say anything.
Don't say anything. I know. I'm with you on that, Kai. What are you going to do?
Just don't advertise the fact.
Wait a second, young man. I got my scale. Bring that over here. You are 0.202 grams up. Will you put your hands behind your back?
So, but the one thing, and since we're getting into that part of it, so the one thing I will say in that judgment is, yes, the location of the drone is being transmitted to be received through a wireless device. But your personal information is not available to just any John, Dick, and Harry out there. All they're getting is literally the coordinates of your drone and the coordinates of your controller and the registration number. But nobody can look up the registration. I mean, it's not like license plates. You can't just go online and look up license plates either. So
here's an aeroscope. Here's kind of here's an example.
Well, aeroscope is a little different animal yet, but let me finish my point here.
All right.
Your personal information is not being given out to the public at random. And I mean, I don't know, every state is a little different, but like here where I live, I can look up the neighbor's house in the text database for the county, and I can get his name, address, telephone number, age. I mean, there is a lot of information right there.
Right. So that's not
available just for the taking. So, and as some say, you're on Facebook, but you worry about privacy when you fly in your drone.
Here's some. I just wanted to put up this information to as an example, as far as what would possibly be seen. If you wanted to cross check it there, Kai. This is a illustration of right. So you got drone information over here. What type of drone is that comes from the serial number. There's the FPV. There's the Air 2S. And then the altitude, the drone coordinates, and what type it is. So it doesn't tell you who it is. And there's it basically tells you where the freaking person is that's standing on. But remember, that's not information that to me would be public information that every Tom, Dick, and Harry could get. But the people.
I mean, nobody gets to your personal information through that app.
Right.
They have to be, local law enforcement. And here's the thing. Local law enforcement doesn't have any jurisdiction.
Right. And what I've learned and what most of the time they learn, most of them
unless of course you take off from a place or your controller's in a place where it's restricted, then you kind of screw yourself.
Yeah, well, and if your relationship with law enforcement is good, that helps a lot. If you're a bad guy and you're constantly at odds with them and you want to spar with them, then you're going to be on their crap list, and it's not going to be easy for you to negotiate terms of if say somebody's complaining about you, they can say, "Oh, I know him. He's a great guy. He does this, and this is what he does with his information. And I see it all the time. I've been on his channel, you know." So that's the kind of relationship you want to have. And then they also like it when you go, "You know what? You are an a-hole, and you are an anti-drone hater," because there's people out there like that. You have to be able to walk away from that. If you want to freaking stand your ground and fight with them, then that's your prerogative. But
Yeah.
to me, I'll just go, "You're wrong. I'll come back here flying. It's public space, and I'll come here when you're not here, because there's days that I'm here and you're not here, and there it is." If you want to fight it out, that's where it gets to, that's not being a puss. It's basically picking your battles and deciding, because there's 1,000 other places that you can fly. You don't have to fly from the Walmart parking lot.
On the other hand, I mean, you got your entitled Karens out there that seem to think they know it all. Same applies to the pilots. There's a surprising number of pilots that have that same entitled attitude. So we all going to have to curb that a little bit and deal with it.
Yeah, everybody's got their fudge, their what they call their fudge width.
Yeah.
So.
And FPVs don't want to be able to fly FPV. Just going to have to strap that freaking module on it if that ever comes on the market. That's my question. Where's this remote ID module that we're supposed to be able to buy for $50?
Yeah, so here we go. Here's the next thing: is how big is a remote ID module? How small can they be? Because if you can make the process, small, Nick Burns small, then the problem's solved. And it seems like we've been able to do that.
People like Nick Burns need to we need to have to shielded operation.
Right.
And under tree level.
Right. Because that's what he's doing. I mean, every once in a while he'll pop up, but he's.
Most your FPV guys, that's all they're flying. They don't fly 300-400 feet. No
right.
need.
Right. And the other thing is, it's kind of like crossing the road and flying at night. If you've got to pop up another 10 feet or 20 feet to clear a tree, it's within that cover, because most of your flight is inside of the shielded area. So I think you get into those conversations, and I think there'll be an answer that will be positive and helpful, and I think it'll make everybody happy. I really do.
Yeah.
It seems like we've gone that way in just about everything. So,
but you know what this also means. After whatever date in September, there's not going to be any more bind and fly FPV quads available, because nobody can sell them because they have a remote ID.
Okay, can I show you something really interesting?
Sure.
This is actually something that you can probably explain.
Okay.
This is on the Sky Vector. I just noticed this. It's kind of interesting. It's kind of a cool discussion. So let me just show you this little section of chart.
What are we looking at?
Okay, so I'm going to make it right there. So you see this right here?
Yeah.
This is UAS operations prohibited. This is a UAS operating, and this right here is an operating area. So can you operate a drone in this area right here between the operating area, which has been given the okay, and this that was prohibited? What's your guess on that one?
If in doubt, you're not.
No. Okay. Yeah. And that's what my guess is, because I'm guessing that this person is flying over here, and when they created their area, this is actually an airport. It just happened to put a circle over the whole area, but it doesn't mean you can fly in Fort Riley. So that's what I read from this.
I know that area. I know that area well.
This is valid for 151 days from surface to 2,000 feet. Whoa, man. Maybe those are military drones.
Those are military drones because that little airfield there is a military airfield.
There you go. That's
And
kind of
they usually fly Black Hawk and Apache helicopters out of that area.
so they're flying
Because if you go on your screen, if you go over to the left a little bit, to where follow the railroad tracks there, and there's a little
right.
Chapman right there. So
Right.
I lived in Chapman, Kansas for 5 years.
Right there, as you're talking about.
Yeah, that
Pretty
little
cool
Chapman. I lived in that. I lived there for 5 years.
You probably couldn't get authorization. That's a military authorization. Now these down here are 200 AGL. Anything below 400 feet. There's a 400 right there. There's a 100. So, and those are all DRODMs.
Old Salina.
So, I thought that was kind of interesting to see that overlap right there, because you usually don't see a drone operation over the top of a military area, which makes total sense. And if you look at the altitude from surface to 2000, that tells you that it's not an operator that's a civilian.
Nope. That's military trying out drones.
Yeah. So anyway,
Fort Riley, the home of the Big Red One.
The Big Red, the First Army.
First Infantry Division.
First Infantry would be First Infantry Division.
Yep.
Yeah, that's
First Infantry Division. Big Red
One. Yeah.
My ex was stationed there while we lived there. So,
any famous commanders and that any famous generals that I don't know of, like.
Well, they still have the Custer House there, so
yeah.
They have they used to have a couple of buffalo on main post in a fenced off area, so you could watch the buffaloes.
Now these are all MOA, military operations areas, so
yeah,
stuff going on all over the place.
So, but to circle back to the FPV business, so binding flies over 250 grams. I guess they're going to be a thing of the past. We're going to have to put them together ourselves. Oh, we got Bob Casey, Akiracho, Eat More Possum, and Matt Cundiff, Matty Strono.
Matt Cundiff, hey, Matt.
Trapper John is back as Trapper John.
Nice. It's been a while since I've heard that name.
Yeah.
Does everybody forgive Nick Burns, by the way, for his slip up? He got pretty bent out of shape about that, about calling a drone a 5-inch forever, and then that's just a normal old guy mistake, because he's just a creature of habit, right? And he's known that drone, that type. He's probably seen it 100 times at 3.5 inches, and he just assumed in his brain that it was 3.5. I totally could relate to that. He was really upset about that.
Well, I mean, you most recently called the Mavic 3 the Mavic Pro. So.
Oh yeah, I do that all the time. But I don't necessarily get all bent out of shape over it. And there is no Mavic 3 Pro. I mean, it's but I'm allowed to make that mistake. But Nick did not allow himself to make that mistake. And I know what it's like to put up a video, though. I did that today. I put it up. Somebody complained about it, because its sound is bad or something. And you take it personally. I totally understand that. And I think if you put yourself out there, you get in those sometimes you put yourself in those predicaments. But he's usually pretty straight shooting, So I just thought that was interesting. But what do you think of the drone? What do you think of the 5-inch Emax?
I haven't even looked at that thing yet.
Haven't looked at it. Can't be much
I've
different.
been more occupied with the latest and greatest as far as FPV video systems
Oh,
or
walk snail.
digital FPV video systems are concerned.
Walk snail.
We talking walk snail / fat shark avatar, DJI Vista Air Unit 03, whatever, and HD0 if you get that thing to working.
We got to have something. We can't go back. We can't
Well, the latest I've heard,
we can't take a step backwards.
and I was on Matt's Tech, he was saying that the new goggles are going to be backwards compatible with the original Air units and Vistas. CADX has lost the contract with DJI. So CADX is just going to sell out what they have on the shelf and then don't expect any more Vistas or Air units to come out of CADX. I'm guessing they're going to continue producing the cameras because the cameras were actually theirs. So the Nebula Pro Nano, the Polar, and all that, that's all on CADX. So hopefully, now knowing that CADX knows how to make a decent camera, hopefully they'll be able to make a decent camera for this Avatar thing. I have not ordered the Avatar. I have not. I don't even know what I'm going to do yet.
Right.
I'm on the V1 goggles. I never needed to go to V2 goggles because the DJI FPV POS never appealed to me. And that would be the only reason why you need the V2 goggles.
I like flying the fat thing.
There is rumor control has it that there is going to be a firmware update for the V2 goggles to work with the new 03 Air units. However, the shape of the new 03 Air unit is supposed to be some really goofball shape. I haven't seen a picture yet. I only heard descriptions, and from what I'm hearing, it's not going to be a pretty 20 by 20 mount. I'm hoping they put a 20 by 20 mount in there.
Why do they do that? I guess they.
I don't know. Why does HD0 put theirs on 30 by 30? Why does Avatar put theirs on 25 by 25? Why does DJI use 20 by 20? I mean, the HD0 VTXs, you can't mount them on anything because nothing has 30 by 30 holes unless you print some up on your printer where you have an adapter going from 2020 to 3030.
You know, you work hard to be proprietary, I guess.
You know,
I want a reason.
I'm interested in the walk snail, fat shark, whatever you want to call it, especially now that they straighten out the whole warranty thing. Because somewhere along the line, somebody was saying you only have a 2-week warranty. That's not correct. You got a two-week exchange window, and then there's a 2-year warranty on those things.
Like I said,
Problem is you got to send it to China.
I'm getting bored of
this. No, round trip is 2 months there.
I'm getting bored
and
of
right now those goggles are breaking too easy for my taste. So I'm not investing in anything at this point. I'm gonna take the wait and see approach and kick back. I've got other shit I need to fix, like a VTOL that I completely trashed.
I need to catch up with all the freaking GPS quad money I've spent.
Yeah.
I'm bored. I'm kind of bored of it. So we need some action on the FPV front. I need something to fly with goggles for the fall.
I need to come clean here before somebody else does it for me. I flew my VT, my vertical takeover landing BERT last meetup, and well, a building got in the way. So, do you remember that thing about hitting the water tower on the site? Well, this time it was a little higher, but there was a building, and yeah, well, it was brutal.
You did a little
Say
pancake stall.
it's going to take a lot of there. Yeah, Sunrise. Yeah, that speedboat crash was epic. Yeah, epic is.
So it doesn't have a lot of reactivity when you're pointing at something hard. It can't.
Yeah, I'm just well.
Did you get it on video?
Just say I hit the building and it trashed that thing pretty good.
Do you have video of it?
Yes, I do have video of it.
You could make Ken Heron's freaking crashes of the century list.
Yeah, I'm surprised. I'm surprised that footage hadn't made it to the public yet, because I know Kelly has a copy of it already.
The best of.
So, meaning if Kelly has it, Sunrise has it. So I'm just kind of bracing for impact and see what them two guys are going to do with it. Whenever I get my freaking office put back together and get my desktop up and running, then I can actually edit video and do something constructive. And Fly Zone, Mikey is in the house, and I see Drone 863 in the house. Good evening, folks. But yeah, so if you're on the fence about a new digital video system for your FPV, stay on the fence and wait and see how this plays out, because
there's plenty of vistas out there and naked vistas. There's a lot of stuff just floating around.
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of vistas for sale right now too, for some reason.
I've got a Vista. I've got 2 air units, and I can keep using those as long as they keep functioning.
Yeah, it's not like DJI is going to break them for us.
That's true. I mean, that would suck if they would, if that happened. But I'm excited to fly 6-inch with the new DJI Action 2. So that's on my list of things to do here in the fall. Now that once it cools down,
I'll put the DJI Action 2 on top of a 3.5 inch. I was smooth. I was fun flying that thing. The little diatone 3.5 inch that I have was the 2203.5 motors on it.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. That thing is all freaking muscle, but that little camera, you don't notice it.
But you've got the 6, that's 6S, right?
Yep.
Yeah, that's my 3 inch is not a 6S, it's 4S. That's the advantage of 6S right there. You can literally overpower anything.
And I got this little nugget. That's the base, charging base for the Action 2. It's got a USB port in it. And then you can either screw it on to 1/4-20, or it's got the little legs on it to where you can put it in a GoPro.
Nice. What did that one run you? That $20?
About $20, yeah.
Yeah, that's a good one because it's got both. It's got both mounts. That's like huge.
And then you've got this. This is already this is the DJI case, and I've got lens protector and screen protector on front and back.
If you haven't scooped up an Action 2, look for a sale and get one. It's worth the money. It's definitely. I'm having a lot of fun with it.
Actually, DJI was having a sale going on. I don't know if it's still going or not, but power unit,
$335.
Yeah. The non-screen unit.
Best Buy ran them for $299, and then they gave away the magnetic case, with it. That's the deal I got, and I could not pass it
Yeah,
up.
I got this thing for 279, and I think this is in effect again for 279.
Yeah, and that's a good deal. You don't need the other screen. You really don't. Most people don't. I vlog with it, so I like to see myself through the screen. But I'm actually thinking about buying the power unit just to have the extra battery, because then you have two batteries, like $70, and you can have the the extra battery and not have to worry about jacking the other screen up. But it's a great camera. It's so nice. I've had it in the water. I've got a video that I'm going to probably put up a short video that I bring both my Action 2 and um, my Insta um, RS. So I bring in the pool and I just goof around with it. The video quality is just killer on both of these. This thing and that freaking Insta.
Apparently, Insta is making a deal now on the control module for the ones that have the 1R to
Yeah,
upgrade to the RS module.
yeah, because this thing here.
And then did you see the webcam that Insta 360 came out with today?
Yeah, I thought there's a lot of people kind of complaining about it, but I liked it. I think it's a great idea. I don't want I don't want a moving web camera. I would use it mostly stationary, but this camera here is I picked up a Logitech Brio for like under $100. You can get
So, so did they actually send you a camera now? Last time you got a box of crayons, as I recall.
I did. I got looked for a cheap camera and I got a crayon box. But this was a nice camera. It's great. Brio's great. Look at the video quality. It's just smooth, silky smooth. But I think $300 is too much for a webcam. But what I like is that it tilts. So if you do those, those demos, you can drop the camera, but that's a nice little, it's a nice little feature. But you could also just get a second camera for cheap and then pull one of these, and then you don't have to worry about it. There you go. There's your Brio right there. There's your, you can do that. There's my second camera. And this
Great
is
coffee cup.
yeah, you like that right there. I thought that we'd show off the Lone Star UAV coffee cup.
Yeah, if anybody try to go onto my merch link right now, I know it's not working, unfortunately. Yeah. And unfortunately, the Teespring, I don't know what their deal is. Every couple of months, they purge everybody out of the system. I don't know why or what. I guess I'm not selling enough.
I don't. Those guys. I can't concentrate on all that crap. I thought about it, and I'll probably still create some fun things. Do a solid one because I do have the ability to make a marketplace on my site. I just who the hell wants freaking awesome dad random stuff? Nobody. So, and I don't want to concentrate on it. I like the shirts that do have like personal sayings on them. I do think those are fun where you have like drone related fun stuff. But would you wear that shirt? That's the thing. So
Yeah, well, I'm going to do some. I'm going to do something different with the shirts. We're going to put some quotes on.
but you got a good logo. You got a marketable logo. I don't. You know. So you got a really good logo. I mean, look at that. That's just sweet. That's a that's a Sunrise Water Media freaking comp creation.
Yeah, and I need to start sourcing somebody for hats.
Hats are nice. I think hats are easy to wear. I think it's easy to rep with a hat. I wear hats all the time. I could rep with a hat more than I could. I'd buy a hat from somebody way more than before I'd buy a t-shirt. Hats are kind of fun to collect too. So some people collect hats. Same thing with mugs. I like mugs too. I I would buy a mug. You have a cool ass mug.
Yeah,
Like,
we need bigger mugs though. Those little coffee mugs.
yeah, that's like
We
a 10
need some
ouncer.
bigger.
I've got a whole bunch of mugs inside of my coffee area. But DOE UAVP. He needs to be.
You've been UAV peaked.
Yeah, he needs a moderator.
He needs a moderator. We can do that.
Yeah, he needs some moderator.
There we go. Dewey, you've been smurfed.
You've been smurfed. Oh man,
Yeah, I'm kind of challenged today because I'm literally working on my laptop here on the 15-inch screen. I'm normally running dual 32s.
Do you have an alternate? Do you have an extra screen there, or you just?
No, I don't even have it. This is actually our dining room table that I'm on right now. So if I start, popping up all the monitors and everything on here, Barbara may not be too happy with me.
Yeah, I got this mounted on. I think the best idea I got for you is the solid mount. I haven't done that yet with this camera, but I want a solid mount it on the wall. I liked where you had your setup where you had a little shelf. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to get a shelf that sits behind my monitors.
Yeah.
Because if every time I touch the table, it shakes. So that's bugging me.
Well, you need to get yourself a solid table.
Oh, and then I love this table. It allows you to adjust the camera without having to freaking do anything. These freaking tables are awesome. I love the.
Yeah, I just bought a base for one of those, and then I've got a slab of wood sitting here, 6 foot by 30 inches.
I could shock mount my camera. I could get a shock mount for it.
Yeah. Then I need to get a camera going, put it on my fish tank so we can have the fish tank cam again.
Fish cam.
Yeah.
It's nice when the desk is low because then it doesn't push on your wrists. So when you have to type a lot, but when you're live streaming, you want the camera up higher. You want it more level, like that. So love these tables. I think I paid $250, $270, maybe around that range for both of them. I got 2 different versions of it. The cheaper version, and then when I got the second one, my wife got pissed. So she's like, "You bought another desk?" I'm like, "Yeah, it looks good."
The base that I bought, it adjusts all the way up to 51 inches. So,
You can see that one adjusts too.
Sunrise could walk under without having to duck, kind of thing.
I take it that Sunrise is not the tallest guy in the world.
No, he's actually in the 6 foot range. I'm just.
Oh, okay. He seems like he's pretty athletic too. I've seen him jumping on stuff, and even though he trips and kicks things,
No, you don't see him jumping on stuff. You see him running from stuff, and it's usually me.
Yeah, he's very agile and quick. I've seen. They always give him the running.
I got proof right here.
He gets the running jobs. You got to have that guy you can chase with the FPV quad, to get him, so you get that. He's looking back in fear.
Here we go.
That should be that could be a closer for your live stream there.
This is the.
You got to run and then go right between his legs.
Say, run, Sunrise, run.
Yes, those are memorable shots. It's kind of like getting my drone. I have the long video of the SMO camera running for like an hour up in the tree as it's burning my batteries to death and killing them. It's killing a brand new R-Line 4.0 battery. It's just destroying it, on fire up in the tree. But you get
No,
this most beautiful.
then we can't do this one yet. Oh, I need to take his comment off here. Where we go?
You guys know it is Taco Tuesday, so I could be called at any minute.
Yeah, here's the punt.
Oh yes, the punt
So-
camera, the camera punt. Nice, I like that.
Yeah, we still I still have those things.
What you need to do is do a green screen of him and animate him. I would love an animated Chris Waters, or sorry, what am I saying? Chris Waters. I would love a sunrise, like animated emoji that I could play in the corner of my screen. So if he wants to film that when he's up in Austin, film yourself just kind of hanging out with a controller and a quad, just kind of standing there like you're just passing the time, and then just film that in green screen. I want that, so because I can put that as an emoji on when I do my OBS streams. So do that. Get that. Do. That's yet another video I need to edit.
Here you got an example of sunrise thinking.
Sunrise, you don't have to edit it. Just green screen it. But you need a big green screen, and he's got a nice
that
big
sticker actually made it all the way across the pond to the UK. You're welcome, Sunrise.
I've got to do a new green screen emoji too. I like those. Those are kind of fun.
But we're coming up on our hour here, and I think
It's that time. I think we hit it.
it's that time because this chair here is a dining room chair, and it's not as comfortable as an office chair.
Yeah. I've got a really cheap office chair I'm sitting on, which is worse than a dining room chair. So,
well, I just ordered a Serta chair off of Amazon. I figure if I get a whole new office, I mean, painted walls and new desk and all that good stuff, I can treat myself to a new chair too.
did he cut the Kick and Chris decals? Who's got those?
I still have one.
Just one? Those should be like trademarked. Those are like
Eat more possum. He
says he's got a permanent decal on his laptop.
Yeah, well, he made the decals up. He sent them to me.
So he's the one that did them. Those are nice. The die cut Kick and Chris's.
Yeah, I might have to place another order with my rockin' monkey here and get a couple more made up.
That's actually a great channel emoji. I mean, I would take that and run with it.
You mean kick it and run with it?
Yeah, kick it and run with it. But I really like that. It's, add the sun into the background. Actually, kicking into the sun. There you go. So anyway, I just like it's such a natural. It just was created.
Yeah, we're making animation where the controller takes off from his foot and plumb into his logo.
Oh.
And we get a couple cheerleaders in there.
All righty.
Oh, Johnny Drone Flyer in the house.
Johnny Drone Flyer catching the end. It is. We are just about over. You can stick a fork in me. I'm done.
Yeah, we're about done here, but we should be more regular again. I hope to get my office finished this weekend.
There we go.
I'm going to get my office finished up this weekend, get my desk put together, and well, I still got to stain the top. And
now I'm
then,
screwing around.
we should be back to our regularly scheduled Tuesday.
Yeah, it's good. Tuesday's a good day. It's a good change up day, an informational day.
Yeah.
Getting ready for the week. So
Yeah, I'm not going to push it too hard. I say we do the next one in 2 weeks from now.
yeah, I know you got a lot of stuff going on, so don't think I have to do one.
Oh no,
I can live without them, but they're nice. I like to get on them. I actually like to get on them more now that they don't happen as often, because there's nothing worse than pushing content when you just don't have anything. And
Yeah.
it's better to have some stuff. So
there's a lot happening with the VTXs, so let's keep an eye on that, and we'll chime in as we need to.
Yep, I think the VTX thing is happening. I think the FPV market is going through some changes, and that's what we want to see. We want to see it evolve. So.
And Charles just showed up. Howdy, but unfortunately you caught us right at the end. If I can ask everybody to hit the old thummy upper button down there, I would appreciate that.
Give them the thumb.
We need the thumb.
Now, we definitely need more thumbs here, guys. There's let me see here. Let me refresh my page here. There we go. 13 thumbs is all we got. 14. There we go. Come on, we need at least 30. All right. Yeah. If you haven't thumbed it, get it going. Let's go. Thumbs up. Here we go. Come on.
Don't be a bum. Hit the thumb.
All right. Don't be a bum. Be stingy with the thumb.
So, anyhow.
Thumbs in here. I got some thumbs in here. Should be on my anyway. I used to like the freaking fist bump emoji. I used to use that one a lot. All righty. Okay. Long weekend.
Johnny Drone Fire, the overachiever. He hit it twice.
I guess I could log into
hit it one more time just for good measure there, Johnny.
I can log into my dog's channel right now and then add a thumb there. My dog's got his own YouTube channel. He watches me a lot, I hear. Oh, Steve.
Worse, the pinchy bottom. The pinchy bottom is at the bottom of the screen. Damn, I don't have a freaking Mexican accent. Do you have a good bottom of the screen? The pinchy button. I don't have a freaking Mexican accent.
We're up to 18 now. We got 18. All right. All righty, guys. I'm out of here.
All right. I'm out of here too. Y'all, thank you for stopping in, hanging out with us. We'll do it again in 2 weeks. Unless some really breaking happens that we need to want to address.
Yeah.
And until then, we'll say now goodbyes. Adios.
Later, guy. Thanks, buddy.
And thank you, Chris. Later.
Bye.